Grim. Fui chevaio hetsa shall pageret amas maini ochra Gia Yev agus we're Gade Mila Fulcha. You're very welcome to the Carlingford Heritage Centre and Duncairn Arts Centre Summer Series 2020, where we'll be bringing you the very best of music and some arts and crafts from both sides of the border to your home. I'm delighted to have inspirational Irish-American singer-songwriter with us here today, a pioneering woman in the folk music scene in America and beyond. Delighted to welcome Kathy Ryan.
Thank you, Zoe. I'd like to start with a song that I got from the singing of my grandfather in County Kerry, because that's where it all started. It is a song that he used to sing when he would dandle us on his ankle, which we thought was great sport. Chrimage dandy dandy. Oh, the dose is dose, oh, the dose of a head, oh, the dose is dose is dose. Oh, the dose is dose, oh, the dose of a head, oh, the dose is dose is dose. Leil kachem mit sus sus, kachem mit sus, a pashi kachem mit sus sus. Chucky she knew a more kachem mit sus sus, kachem mit sus, a pashi kachem mit sus sus. Chucky she knew a more go the dose is dose, oh, the dose of a head, oh, the dose is dose is dose. Leil the dose is dose, oh, the dose of a head, oh, the dose is dose is dose. Leil rock'em a sheer, rock'em a sheer, I'm starring a rock'em a sheer. Van a mid here a sport, chuck rock'em a sheer, rock'em a sheer, I'm starring a rock'em a sheer. Van a mid here a sport, chuck go the dose is dose, oh, the dose of a head, oh, the dose is dose is dose. Leil the dose is dose, oh, the dose of a head, oh, the dose is dose is dose. Leil dilly no dose da, dilly no dose dee, dilly no dose dose, dilly no dose dee, dilly no dose da, dilly no dose dee, dilly no dose dose, dilly no dose dee. Cadded maroon consoon is cadded maroon ali, cadded maroon consoon gacunla, dilly no dose dee, cadded maroon consoon is cadded maroon gali, cadded maroon consoon gacunla. Dilly no dose dee, dilly no dose da, dilly no dose dee, dilly no dose dilly no dose dee, dilly no dose da, dilly no dose dee, dilly no dose dilly no dose dee. Bool ma swoosh the book ma swoosh the podge, bool ma swoosh the calling just tourny cotch, bool ma swoosh the bool ma swoosh the podge, bool ma swoosh the sculling just tourny cotch. Dilly no dose da, dilly no dose dee, dilly no dose, dilly no dose dee, dilly no dose da, dilly no dose dee, dilly no dose, dilly no dose dee. I had to put the second song in there. I was thinking when I was singing the first song, because I wanted to mention Podge, my son Patrick, and Cotch, and threshing, because we're in barley harvesting season here in County Louth. I'm delighted that Zoe and John invited me just down the road here to sing in the beautiful Carlingford Heritage Centre, and to start with the song of my grandfather's. And we thought he loved working all day out in the farm and then coming in and dandling us on his ankle. And I realized when I got older and translated the song, what he was actually singing to us was, throw the child up high, throw the child up, and he'll come down tomorrow. So I think he was trying to get rid of us the whole time. I'm going to do another song now that I actually co-wrote with a Belfast songwriter by the name of Noel Lenihan. I grew up in Detroit, and I was really blessed to be part of the Gaelic League, an Irish-American cultural organization in Detroit. It was the glue that held the Irish community together. And of course, the music was massively important because it tethered everybody in that community to the homeland. And when you were Irish-American growing up, you had to step dance and sing. You contributed somehow. And Noel Lenihan used to come through Canada and be smuggled in the trunk of a car, I kid you not, and himself and one of his cohorts were in a band named Rakish Paddy, and he'd do month-long residencies there, and I would just go down every night and mine for songs. A very inspiring man. So he wrote this song anyway, the chorus, and some of the lyric, and he kindly allowed me to jump in and finish it up to this version, which is called In the Wishing Well. And I love that it's a really sad and sorrowful Irish love song set in a bouncy, joyous melody. I threw my heart in the wishing well the day I met him by the river. He sang fa-diddle-da, doodle-diddle-day, our love will go on forever. He said, give me your smile at the end of the day. I gave him my heart in the bargain. He sang fa-diddle-da, doodle-diddle-day. He was so clever and charming. Rightly-dum-da, right-diddle-diddle-da, rightly-dum-da, diddly-I-do. Right-dum-da, right-diddle-diddle-da, rightly-diddly-ah, diddly-I-do. Each day in the sky came the lone magpie. I knew that my heart was in danger. He sang fa-diddle-da, doodle-diddle-day. Oh, my darling, you know I'm no stranger. I never knew if his love was true. His eyes, they were always a-roving. He sang fa-diddle-da, doodle-diddle-day. I spied his feet, and then I wasn't knowing. Rightly-dum-da, right-diddle-diddle-da, rightly-dum-da, diddly-I-do. Right-dum-da, right-diddle-diddle-da, right-diddly-ah, diddly-I-do. I took up my heart from the grinding stone and gathered the bits and the tatters. I sang fa-diddle-da, doodle-diddle-day, fare thee well to the love that was shattered. And I've been long up and down on the same old road with the well and the mill and the morning, singing fa-diddle-da, doodle-diddle-day, and I'll be on a new road with the dawning. Rightly-dum-da, right-diddle-diddle-da, rightly-dum-da, diddly-I-do. Right-dum-da, right-diddle-diddle-da, right-diddly-ah, diddly-I-do. I love those diddly-I-do songs. I grew up listening to them too. Another big connection for me to Louth was Tommy Makem. And I know he was a great inspiration to Noel Lenihan. And he was to me as well. He gave me my first break after I left Cherish the Ladies. I told him nobody wanted to book me. They wanted to wait and see how I did. And I, of course, said, there's no way I can know how I did unless somebody books me. And he said, I'm putting you on television. He said, don't you worry. Everyone will be booking you then. And they were. So I was really lucky for Tommy Makem. I'd like to do a song now that I wrote a few years ago, and I am so honoured to be able to sing it with John McIntyre from County Louth. And we've been living in the same area for a very long time, but this is the first time we've ever had time to do a song together. So thank you, John. This is called The Farthest Wave, and I wrote this after a walk on Balagan Shore, where I live. My work is done for this long day. The sun sets on the strand. My mind is as unsettled as my feet upon the sand. This is round, I cannot hold it rolls away from me. My heart is on the farthest way, a boat upon the sea, moving out to you, moving out to you. My heart is on the farthest way, moving out to you. Sometimes I hear you say my name. You steal into my sleep and stir the sea inside of me. The longing running deep. I have enough to see me through. Do you have all you need? My heart is on the farthest way. I cannot stop the sea, moving out to you, moving out to you. My heart is on the farthest way, moving out to you. I have enough to see me through. Do you have all you need? My heart is on the farthest way. I cannot stop the sea, moving out to you, moving out to you. My heart is on the farthest way, moving out to you.
Well, Kathy, now that we have the music out of the way, we can
Yes.
relax a little bit.
Great. Cup of tea time.
Yes, almost. But I'm just wondering, how did you end up moving to County Louth from Detroit originally?
Yes, well, I lived in New York for many, many years. I raised my son there. And I began as part of my music, and I was a teacher, and I love Irish mythology and folklore. And I wanted to do something with those. So I began running tours to Ireland with a Jungian analyst named Sylvia Pereira and a professor from the City University of New York, Michael Paul, who really, he was genius at Celtic mythology. And the last tour that we did together, we did 14 years worth of tours, was to Louth. And from there, I began to come back regularly.
Yeah.
And then things in my life changed in America, and I thought, well, why not move? Why not move to Balagan? And that was 20 years ago.
And what about like years ago when you were touring in America and building your name there? I know that you were part of Cherish the Ladies, and that
Yes.
was really unusual because it was kind of female-fronted,
Yes.
led band and bringing Irish music to America, which really hadn't been done before. Would that be
No.
fair to say?
Absolutely. It was before Riverdance. It was before the advent of Irish music exploding onto the arts scene.
Yeah.
Step dancing wasn't known. The Irish language, there were people who didn't even know Ireland had its own language, you know? And also women, that was the part of it that was really important to me. I grew up as a young child watching Irish musicians on the stage. most often men.
Yeah.
And when it was a woman, she usually had a lovely gown on, and it was a very different type of, it was this
image.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Elegant, elite, very feminine. And I wanted to be part of pioneering women on a stage who could take a room, who could make music and create music and make a living at it. I got to the point where after 8 years, I felt like we did it.
Yeah,
We
that's
did
incredible.
it. And then I started my own band.
Yeah, oh wow. It's a very new world for us all now.
Massively new
Yeah.
world, and a frightening world at times. I mean, you have to be real about it. It's frightening to know what are we going to do to make a living if this continues much longer. But I think the most important thing about the music for me right now is it's helping me through this.
Yeah.
Other people's music is a life raft. And if this time doesn't show the powers that be, the essential nature of music, I mean, every child in the world comes in with music.
Yeah.
It is part of the DNA. My Aunt Bridie has Alzheimer's, and she is not present. She's 83. She's with the Sisters of Mercy in Limerick. But when I sing to her, she comes back to the room.
Yeah, isn't that incredible?
And she knows me, and she knows the song. And when the song is gone, she's away again. So music and tunes and visual arts crucial to us as human beings, as everything is being taken away from us and we find out what's really important.
Yeah.
That is part of what's there. It's bedrock.
I know, I totally agree. And actually a lot of our conversations are following the same path with all the musicians,
Yeah.
you know, how important music is in all of our lives. And just tell me about your influences. I know you had a lot to do with Tommy Makem and lots of people
Yes.
like that in America trying to help you out
I've had lots of
starting off.
angels.
Yeah.
My father was a singer and completely mad about Irish music. He should have been a professional singer, but he was much more concrete. You know, you have to have a retirement. And of course, you often don't with music. But he was a brilliant singer. And he would sit me down and take me through a song. You know, he would call me on things. Do you know what you're singing? Do you know what you're singing? Do you understand what the people were going through in that song? So he made me explicate it like a text. And that was very helpful to me as a singer. He also taught me the most valuable piece of information I ever learned as a singer. It's not about you. It's about the song.
Yeah.
If it was a great song, it was there before you. It will be there after you. Don't inject too much, histrionics, over singing. He would tell me right away. He never told me I was good at singing till I was over 30.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, he was so awful. He was a hard man. He would say, "Oh no, there's a crow in there." It had to be so good for him. But he just wanted it to be right. He was an Irish parent. I mean, what can I say? But he really believed it was about taking people out of a room. Celebrity in folk music, I'm so grateful I didn't grow up with that piece that's so prevalent now for kids listening to music. It wasn't about you. It was about taking people out of the room, connecting people through a shared experience, the emotion of the song. And when I left Cherish the Ladies, Dermot Henry, I married very young at 18, and shocking whenever I even think about that now. But thankfully, Dermot and I are still very, very close. He was a tremendous influence on me.
Yeah.
He introduced me to Joe Heaney because at the time I was singing Seanlos.
Oh, wow.
And
Seamus O'Heaney.
Yes. And he was wonderful to me. He put me in my place too. He said, "Kathy, look, I know you want to win an All-Ireland," he said, "but you need to sing what's in you.
Yeah.
And you can't allow people to hurt your music."
I know.
I was
Wow.
17 at the time. He said, "Don't let them hurt your music. You're not going to fit in the nice box over there." So he was very clear I was never going to win an All-Ireland. You can now, an American can now. But I loved him for that. And he also told me, we are born with 2 ears and 1 mouth. And God proportioned it that way for a reason. Isn't that a good one?
That's very good. Thank you so much for coming in and to chat to us and to share your music and everything. It's been such a pleasure.
Thank you, Zoe. I'm honored that you invited me. Thank you.
Hello, Emma Langford here, live from the beautiful Duncairn, and I'm going to play you a few songs. It's really lovely to get the chance to do this. I'm going to start with a song which is off my new album. It's called Song for My Younger Self, and I'm going to lead straight from that into a song by Amanda Palmer called In My Mind, which is kind of a similar introspective reflection on life and stuff. So here we go. I never thought I'd be where I am, so who knows where we'll be tomorrow. I think now and then of my younger self, a sweet green girl with her joy and her sorrow. I work every day to make her proud. Her voice was broken, so I sing aloud. Every moment of the day that I second guess, every step I've taken to where I stand, is a moment borrowed, is a moment blessed by a sweet green girl with a pen in her hand. I work every day to make her proud. Her voice was broken, so I sing aloud. I work every day to make her proud. Her voice was broken, so I sing aloud. I speak to the world with a voice I've earned, spread my seeds in fertile soil. Young minds listen and young minds learn, while our old hearts cool and our old blood boils. I work every day to make her proud. Her voice was broken, so I sing aloud. I work every day to make her proud. Her voice was broken, so I sing aloud. In my mind, in the future 5 years from now, I'm 120 pounds. And I never get hungover, because I will be a picture of discipline, never minding what state I'm in. And I will be someone I admire. And it is funny how I imagined that I could be that person now. But it's not seemed to have happened. Maybe I've just forgotten how to see that I'm not exactly the person that I thought I'd be. And in my mind, in the faraway here and now, I've become in control somehow. And I never lose my wallet, because I will be the picture of discipline, never f***ing up anything. And I'll be a good defensive driver. And it is funny how I imagined that I could be that person now. But it does not seem to have happened. Maybe I've just forgotten how to see that I'm not exactly the person that I want to be. When I'm old, I am beautiful, planting tulips and vegetables, which I will mindfully watch over. Not like me now. I'm so busy with everything that I don't look at anything. But I'm sure I'll look when I am older. And it is funny how I imagined that I could be that person now. But it's not what I want. If that's what I wanted, then I'd be giving up somehow. How strange to see that I'm not exactly the person that I thought I'd be. And in my mind, I imagine so many things, things that aren't really happening. And when they put me in the ground, I'll start pounding the lid, saying I haven't finished yet. I still have a tattoo to get that says I'm living in the moment. And it is funny how I imagined that I could win this winless fight. But maybe it's not really all that funny that I've been fighting all my life. And maybe I have to think it's funny if I want to live before I die. And maybe it's funniest of all that I'd have to die before I'd actually see that I am exactly the person that I want to be. Yes, I am exactly the person that I want to be. This is a song called Mariana, which I released recently enough as a single. It's going to be on my new album, which is coming out pretty soon. And it's dedicated to a bunch of very strong women that I have met in my life, but its kind of namesake, Mariana, is one of the strongest women I've ever met. So here we go. Mariana, listen to me. I know an ocean lies between us, but dear lady, honest truly, I perceive more than I've seen thus far. And you're much stronger, no, much longer now, till this load comes off your back. You can shout now, let it out now. You don't have to hold back. Have to hold back. Ooh. Ooh. Mariana, in your bright eyes, I see dark skies ever looming. But amiga, if I had the sunshine, I would wrap it round your neck to warm you. Eastern beauty, it's a strange land, and we're strangers in this life. But dear lady, honest truly, it gets easier now. Let in a little light, and you're much stronger, no, much longer now, till this load comes off your back. You can shout now, let it out now. You don't have to hold you. You're much stronger, no, much longer now, till this load comes off your back. You can shout now, let it out now. You don't have to hold back. Have to hold back. Ooh. Mariana, when your voice fades, oh, your soul shines like a beacon. And dear lady, when your boy says that he misses you, do you hear him? Eastern beauty, it's a strange land, and we're strangers in this life. But dear lady, honest truly, it gets easier now. Let in a little light, and
You're much stronger, no, much longer now. Till this load comes off your back, you can shout now, let it out now. You don't have to hold you. You're much stronger, no, much longer now. Till this load comes off your back, you can shout now, let it out now. You don't have to hold back, have to hold back. Mariana, listen to me. You don't have to hold back.
So this song is called Demon Darling, and it's off my new album. It hasn't been released yet as a single or anything, so this might be the first time you ever hear it. Hope you like it. It's sort of about those people in your life that keep making the same mistakes over and over again, and then they come to you looking for advice, and you give them your advice, and then they don't do it. They do the opposite thing. Someone called an asshole.
You fell into his arms that night. I watched as you gave in to vanity and loneliness, and all your buried thoughts of him, and darkness overcame you as you tangled up in sheets. Oh, what a tangled web you weave. You're so practiced in deceit. You've got a demon, darling. It's hungry for the kill, and if you don't slay it now, perhaps you never will. You never will. You followed him out of the dark to where your eyes could meet, and dance to music in your head. Toe to toe you shared a beat, so easily you drifted into some adopted dream where nothing else existed out beyond your blinding streetlight's beam. You've got a demon, darling. It's hungry for the kill, and if you don't slay it now, perhaps you never will. You never will. Yeah. You never will. You never will. When he awoke, he'd left you with the love you'd left behind, and an olive branch around your wrist, all you'd left to ease your mind. When he awoke, he'd left you with the love he'd left behind, and an olive branch around your wrist, all he'd left to ease your mind. You've got a demon, darling. It's hungry for the kill, and if you don't slay it now, perhaps you never will. You've got a demon, darling. It's hungry for the kill, or if you don't slay it now, perhaps you never will. You never will. You never will. You never will.
This next song is a song called Sowing Acorns, which is the title track of my new album. And it was written in a very awful, delirious state when I wasn't sleeping, and I wrote it as a lullaby, and it's turned into something kind of magical out of that. So, yeah, this is Sowing Acorns. I've been holding out on you these past nights, hoping you'd find me yourself before light. Dreams, they don't come to me willingly now. Darkness, no comfort. Silence, no shroud. I have to reason where reason allows. These eyes grow weary now, tracing the lines, counting the cracks in a grey plaster sky. Dreams don't entice them to rest for a while. Dreams are the locked box kept deep in the mind. Some fear what hides behind their own closed eyes. I've been sowing acorns in my densely woven mind. I've been growing trees from memories for us to climb. And when we reach the top, what will we see? When we've climbed them all, what will we dream? Oh, will we dream? Will we dream? Will we dream? So sleep will come to me now willingly. Peaceful and dreamless will overcome me. Words fade, this jaded mind gives up the fight. Worries and thoughts tangle, twist and unwind. Lost now I drift in this blue black of night. I've been sowing acorns in my densely woven mind. I've been growing trees from memories for us to climb. And when we reach the top, what will we see? When we've climbed them all, what will we dream? Oh, will we dream? Will we dream? Will we dream? Oh, will we dream?
So the final song I'm going to share with you is a song called The Winding Way Down to Kells Bay, which is all about a beautiful part of the country, Carrasavine, South Kerry, the Iveragh Peninsula, where my granduncle Eamon came from. So this song is in his memory and about him and his beautiful home. So I hope you like it.
Oh, the road stretches out before your feet on the winding way down to Kells Bay, and the golden sun sets like no other, they say, on the winding way down to Kells Bay, where sorrows met with smiling eyes, and a great black cloak brushed with stars for a sky, and the old trees leaning there to whisper a tale on the winding way down to
to Kells Bay. There's a song in the heart of the people you'll meet on the winding way down to Kells Bay. Yes, a joke to be shared and a drink to be drank on the winding way down to Kells Bay. And the green Kerry hills overlooking the sea, and the fuchsias are blooming so brightly and sweet, and the ocean could carry our worries away on the winding way down to Kells Bay. On the winding way down, on the winding way down, on the winding way down to Kells Bay. Yes, the ocean could carry our worries away on the winding way down to Kells Bay. There's a saint on the hillside that Diakdias Biakbui on the winding way down to Kells Bay. Lenas Chachla the Stony Nagas Lake the Ski on the winding way down to Kells Bay. And when the bell rings, then we'll all head away on the winding way down to Kells Bay, where the ocean could carry our worries away on the winding way down to Kells Bay. And we'll stop for the chat and the old Cabonte on the winding way down to Kells Bay. And the golden sun sets like no other, they say, on the winding way down to Kells Bay. Yes, the ocean could carry our worries away on the winding way down.
Well, we're going over the road now to Omeath, where we're going to meet local harp maker Neville McAnna. And my little girl Fiona and her harp teacher Deirdre Ní Bhuachala are going to play us some music on his harps. An seo in Ome Mara le Neville McAnna o Narrow Water Harps. And I always get very excited when we're in a workshop of instrument makers because of the beautiful smell of the wood and the glue and everything. And to see an instrument here in the white before it's being put together, I just think it's amazing. So thanks, Neville, for letting us come in to have a look around.
Yeah, it's good to see you.
Could you tell us a little bit maybe about this harp?
Well, the smell, the bowler that you're getting from this here is off the cedar. You know, and that's what we use for the soundboards, mostly cedar, you know, some Sitka spruce sometimes, but mostly cedar, because it gives a great sound for traditional music. It's got that mellow sound, you know.
Yes.
The rest of that harp is walnut.
Wow.
You know, that's walnut there. This harp is it's for somebody, actually down from North Belfast, believe it or not, too. But the walnut and the cedar give a nice blend, you know. But as everybody knows, most of the sound just comes from the soundboard, you know.
Yeah. And how long have you been making harps?
30 years.
Yeah.
There's one in there that's over 30 years old.
That's amazing.
It's just something I was always interested in, you know.
Yeah.
And the challenge of it, you know, as things moved on, you know, when I first started making harps, they were like, what would you call, European harps, you know. And that sound didn't suit traditional musicians, you know. Thanks to Laurie Fisher, believe it or not. Laurie Fisher came over from Canada, studied the harp down in Dublin.
Yeah.
And he came up with a string chart that suited traditional music really well.
Yeah.
And he started making these Laurie Fisher harps in Canada. And they were fantastic. Everybody's buying Laurie Fisher harps. Yeah. So,
I know Katrina Mackay plays one, doesn't she?
yeah, all the top players play Fisher harps. So I said to myself, you know, it's about time an Irishman was able to make a good
I know,
harp.
somebody will know me.
Yeah, and so in the last few years, there's myself and Tim and Brian have got the standard right up.
Yeah.
And I would like to think this harp here I'm making now is as good as the Fisher.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of the things stole from the Fisher. Do you know what I mean?
I know. Inspired by.
Inspired by the Fisher.
Fisher.
Yeah. A lot of good changes too.
Yeah.
But the harps are now, there's Irish harp makers making harps that are as good as the Salvies and all the others, you know.
Oh, that's brilliant. And
which is great
there
to
seems
know.
to be a great demand as well for harps.
There is a fantastic demand for traditional music all throughout the country. And especially the harp, believe it or not.
It's certainly
you know,
a resurgence at the minute.
I just more or less do it as a hobby, but people keep putting pressure on me to make them harps, so I just keep doing it, you know. It's just the way it's got. But I enjoy the challenge of it. It gets me out of bed in the morning, you know.
Of course.
Come out and make a harp, and every harp's different.
And then every harp has its own little sound and soul, and the
story.
musician, falls in love with it. And
Exactly, and you can never tell what the sound's going to be till it's finished. And every single harp is different sound, slightly different sound.
We're in for a treat because actually we've got some friends that were able to come today. Our little daughter Fiona is a brilliant harp student and she's just crazy about learning harp. And her teacher is Deirdre Niwukala from Dundalk. And I know you've worked closely with Deirdre over the last few years trying to create really brilliant harps.
I couldn't have done it without Deirdre because right from the very start, and I remember the first harp I made and I brought it over to Deirdre and said, Deirdre, be straight with me. What do you think of that harp? She said, get rid of it. And, you know, and then the challenge took over, you know what I mean? So I went and made another one. I came back and says, oh, well, that's not bad, but there's a few things. You need to fix this. You need to do this. You need to... And I just kept picking up things. Fair play to her. She stuck with me and I stuck with her. And we have actually got to the stage now where I'm making a good harp. And the harps are selling.
Well, it's so lovely for me and John and for everyone in this community to know that there is a harp maker here. And we've actually a few instrument makers. We've whistle and flute makers. We've violin makers. And there's real resurgence of craft here.
The whole idea, the traditional music thing is picking up and people are doing it, not to make money as such, but because they love doing it.
Yeah, they have a love for the music.
Yeah, they love for the music. And with the likes of, in this area, like the Connor clan, yourselves, Andrew McGuinness, you know, Colin Morgan, there's dozens of others in the Cooley Peninsula.
Yeah, loads.
Some of the best musicians in Ireland are here.
I know.
Stand beside two of them here. But, you know, I see what him talk, you know.
Yeah, Tasha.
Agus tá Gaelga expregi freshen, tá codges mode in the dinny, when you such in Gaelga, it's a counter shop, but Gael tap and counter shop am egin, you know. Agus Thomas Johnny, I can what to man the Gaelga in this.
I know, Tasha in the jazz. Yeah.
But Lonnie Shea Rai, Martin, agus for Mila Buihes Lat, agus Tasha in the jazz chat and show, agus Ben with your rash, don't know.
That's the logo.
Yeah,
Gurmila Wine never.
Gurmila Wine never.
Yeah.
Now we have two musicians whose music formed part of my childhood soundtrack growing up. Originally from Newry and now living in Carlingford for many years, I'm delighted to welcome to Carlingford Heritage Centre Brendan and Declan Murphy from The Four of Us.
Thanks, Zoe. And we're going to start off by giving you a song going back to Newry again. Sugar Island, to be precise, and The Bridge on Sugar Island, to be even more precise. The song is about a schoolboy who leaves a schoolgirl in tears on that bridge, and 30 plus years later wonders if maybe that was the biggest mistake he ever made. Dear Jane, I know a lot of things have changed, but do you recall crossing the river to be together? These days, it's just like a movie that plays on in my mind. I wanna call you, I wanna tell you I'm still not over how you tore up your hair, how you looked just standing there on the day I left you crying on the bridge at Sugar Island. Wish that I could take it back, but it's way too late for that. This is me apologizing for the day at Sugar Island. I was young, of all of the things I have done, that I most regret at that moment, but I can't change it, no. These days, it's just like a movie that plays on in my mind. I wanna call you, I wanna tell you I'm still not over how you tore up your hair, how you looked just standing there on the day I left you crying on the bridge at Sugar Island. Wish that I could take it back, but it's way too late for that. This is me apologizing for the day at Sugar Island. I was the one who let you go, now I'm the one out in the cold. On the day I left you crying on the bridge at Sugar Island, on that bridge at Sugar Island, on that bridge at Sugar Island. Now, they say that the great Irish writers only really wrote about three things: love and death and drink. But this song called Carrickfergus manages to get all three in 3 minutes. And it may have been lost to us had it not been for the drunken escapades of Peter O'Toole and Brenton Behan, apparently in the late 60s. But we're sober as a judge here in the Heritage Centre, and we're going to give it a shot right now, okay? I wish I was in Carrickfergus, only 4 nights in Ballyground. I would swim over the deepest ocean just to see my love again.
but the sea is wide, and I cannot swim over, nor have I the wings to fly. I wish I could meet a handsome boatman who'd carry me over my love to see. In Kilkenny, it is reported they got marble stones as black as ink, with gold and silver. I did support her, but I'll sing no more till I've had a drink. Well, I'm drunk today, and I'm seldom sober, a handsome rover from town to town. But I'm so sick now, they say my days are numbered. Come all you young men and lay me down. Come all you young men and lay me down. Come all you young men and lay me down. I see the moon brush the leaves as it's falling down, throw its silver coat on the ground for us tonight. I hear the wind over the mission stone, playing a Spanish song, love's lullaby. Into your arms, just as fast as my heart can run, I will fall till the morning comes. Into your arms, I've waited for tonight, the sound, the taste, the sight of what you are to me, of what we cannot be. I'd lock away the sun, but I can't keep you from the cruel light of day, or make you stay. I watch the sky turning from dark to pale, but I remember the night I fell into your arms. I waited for tonight, the sound, the taste, the sight of what you are to me, of what we cannot be. I'd lock away the sun, but I can't keep you from the cruel light of day, or make you stay into your arms. Just as fast as my heart can run, I will fall till the morning comes. Into your arms, I What's that you say? He's on his own, always alone. An Englishman, you understand, has he got a heart of stone? Come on, yeah, you can detect sometimes a frown. Not a sound, young Washington down. Why be bold and on the edge of regrets if you're sure that your values are set? At this fast rate, you've no need to run. Take it easy, young Washington. Wait for love, for you know love can wait. Look for danger before it's too late. You know from the past just how fast time can come. Take it easy, young Washington. If I seem so suddenly cruel, know that jealousy burns as a rule. You try to struggle, but you know you can't fight. Walk on silently into the night.
So guys, that was just a wonderful set and so beautiful to hear here in the Heritage Centre. A real treat for me and our crew. And I know, like, I'm a big fan of your music and all of the hits that you had over the years. And I suppose you were part of the heyday of the royal era of, record companies and publishing and touring across the world and everything. And what was that like?
We must have had a good time because I don't remember. It must have been good fun. No, it was good, but there was, I think that there was a fair amount of stress attached to it as well. I mean, stakes were pretty high, so it was. You were put in the deep end a lot of times. It was sort of sink or swim, like big shows. When we hadn't really. Been touring that long, really, we got a record deal without even doing any band shows, so we were in the deep end pretty fast, but it was good fun. I mean, wasn't it?
From what I remember, yeah, it was steep. There was definitely a steep learning curve.
Yeah.
We did have, we had a good security blanket around us because obviously three of us were brothers.
Yeah.
And the people that we brought on the road were friends, family and friends.
Yeah.
So our feet weren't allowed to get too far from the ground.
No. It was kind of like organic, the way that the team grew as such.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It was just like a bunch of Nuri Nucks invading parts of Europe.
Oh, that's amazing. I'm sure it must have been just so wonderful.
It was, but I think that it was good for that time in your 20s.
Yeah.
That's the time to do that. I mean, the time you're in your 30s or 40s, it sort of wears off a bit, and it's a different sort of thing that you're interested in. But yes, during that period, it was a great time to be in your mid-20s in a rock band touring the world. I mean, really.
I know,
you couldn't beat it, really, no.
And what about your inspiration for your songs? I know you take a lot of inspiration from the local area, like Sugar Island and so on. Is it still like that for you now?
Yeah, I mean, I think that so much has been written in songs. It's hard to write a love song and make it your own because people have said I love you in so many, many, many different ways that really sometimes you just want to say, yeah, but did they fall in love in Newry? You know,
I know.
If that's the only original idea we can add to it, then we'll take it.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
we'll run with it.
Yes, because at least the Newry people will be interested in hearing that. People from New York maybe not so much, but yeah, I mean, I think that for us it's sort of. The longer we've been doing it as well, we've realised that really songs are stories.
Yeah.
All songs are stories, and people are actually interested in hearing other people's stories.
Yeah.
So in a funny way, the more specific you can make the song, the more universal it is, and the more it sort of rings true. So I think that we're getting more and more specific. There's a song about the Heritage Centre, I think, coming on right now.
Great. Sounds lovely. And I know last year you got to tour with Robert Plant from Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
And also with Fairport Convention.
Yeah.
And that must have been amazing.
I think it was a big thrill for Robert to be touring with us. He'd been trying to make it happen for years, and just through things that we couldn't. No, I mean it was a bit surreal.
Yeah.
I mean the only thing that I can that sort of saved us, I think, was that weirdly, and I didn't know that much Led Zeppelin stuff.
Yeah.
Weirdly enough, so he wasn't like we sort of grew up when punk hit.
Yeah.
And so that Led Zeppelin thing was a wee bit before our time.
Yes.
So,
you weren't starstruck.
Not
thankfully.
really, not the way, but when I'm talking to people, so I think maybe he noticed that. And he thought, oh, those guys are okay.
They're real cool.
They're going to be all right. We'll invite them on the tour bus.
Yeah.
But, I mean, he was just a gent, wasn't he?
That also happened to me, a similar story. I was on stage doing a big show in the Point with lots of different amazing artists, a lot of people I knew.
Yes.
But this one guy comes on, he starts ordering people around and being quite, rude with the sound engineer and stuff. And I was like, who's your man? Who does he think he is? And they were like, that's Lou Reed.
Wow.
But I had no idea. And the fiddle player beside me was like falling over with the laughter of me being so naive. But sometimes it's good.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah. So anyway, it's been really lovely to have you guys here in the Heritage Centre. Again, I know you've played in here before. So it's just a treat for everyone to have you. And thanks very much for sharing your music with us.
Thanks for inviting us, Zoe.
Thank you.
Oh